someone to care, someone to share lonely hours and the moments of despair, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling to be loved. Someone to kiss, someone to miss when you're away, to hear from me today, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, oh, what a feeling to be loved. Some wish to be a king or a queen, some wish for fortune and fame, but to be truly, truly, truly loved is more than all of these things. Oh, oh, someone to kiss, someone to miss when you're away, to hear from me today, to be loved, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling to be loved, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, oh, what a feeling to be loved.
Hello, good afternoon. How the devil are you? I have so many mixed feelings when I watch that. I see a bunch of very narcissistic young women who have been told that there is an escape. I see some older women. I don't know. I'm censored so many places. Someone just said, "Isn't YouTube going to censor this?" Well, possibly. So there's these drivers, and most of them are narcissism, because these girls have an interaction where they spend far too much fucking time thinking about themselves and looking in the mirror and thinking about themselves and not having enough to do. So they're thinking about themselves and having anxiety about things that haven't happened yet and not having the courage and the resilience to actually go through it. And I feel, a deep level of compassion and also a little bit of anger. And I think it's treacherous. I am coming to Glasgow, Maggie. I'll be there on the 8th. Yeah, I think it's totally treacherous and a betrayal of the rest of us that so many women choose to opt out. But these are young women. These are young narcissists, budding narcissistic women that may choose to go and do the most female things ever, like have babies as they grow up. And then on the other side of it, there are enabling weak parents. And who lost their way a really long time ago. And I think often, if you don't spend enough time cementing and giving your relationship with your children a really good foundation in their formative years and their sort of 0 to 5 years, if you're not around much, if you haven't done the decent stuff then, the bedtime stories, the hard days, the kind of, investing time in your children, then you have less to grab hold of when they get to the age of being narcissistic pricks. Anyway, so I went to the NMC. I have snippets of the conversation that I've written that I'm not going to share with you just yet, but I will tell you about them. So I went to the NMC is the Nursing and Midwifery Council, who pretty much are just responsible for the for registering nurses. So if you have a nursing license. And what I found out, and I'm just going to get the code up in front of me. What I found out about the professional standards is there's certain things that nurses have to do, right? So the 4 codes: prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safety, and promote professionalism and trust. Now, the interesting bit for all of us, and why I'm going to do quite a quick one today, but I'm going to give you all something that you can take away with. And this really is UK specific. There might be something that you can do in the United States, or Canada or Australia that's similar to this, because many of these things are the same. But but this is the important one as far as I'm concerned. Trust. What does trust mean in this setting? Well, trust means that you don't, by your behavior, you don't enable trust in the organization of the NHS. What would that be, Kellie-Jay? Well, that might be a bloke in a dress. That would be something. Or it might be a nurse wearing like a trans pride lanyard or pin. Or it could be somebody wearing a pride lanyard or pin. You may feel that that is delivering a message that other people on the ward are homophobic by not wearing that, or you might feel that they are advocating for men and women's spaces, and therefore it doesn't make you trust the NHS very much. You might talk about the trust in the NHS, meaning that you as a patient can't talk about your own individual needs because you think you'll be treated differently by the staff because they're wearing a pride lanyard. Now, that's really, really important. And there's something that each and every one of us can do. And you can name the individuals. Now, do I think that somebody coerced and bride-beaten at work into wearing a pride lanyard should lose their jobs? No. And I don't think it will end up like that. But if enough of us complained about each individual we see, take their name and report them to the NMC, and they started feeling that people were saying, actually, I don't think this is professional to wear this pride lanyard. It makes me, as a woman who doesn't think men should be in our spaces, it makes me feel unsafe, and it makes me lose trust, and it makes me not want to talk to my healthcare provider at the NHS openly because I think that I will be treated with prejudice. If enough of us did that about every single person we ever see, it might take you a little bit of time. You can do it anonymously if you wish. And if you're working in the NHS and there is a man who comes to work in a dress and you would like to say that you feel that that makes patients feel unsafe and it loses trust in the NHS, if you can put your name to it, that'd be amazing. If you're coming to the end of your career in nursing and there's a certain age that you have to retire and you fancy leaving a gift to all the young nurses, then please leave your name also. But I feel like this is something that we can do. We can use their reporting against them, and we can start reporting that we don't feel safe when the nurse, whoever she is or he is, wears a pride lanyard, that we actually do not feel safe, and we feel that it makes us lose trust in the organization as a whole, because that organization is supposed to treat everybody, every single patient, equally. And if they can't do that, and they have these ideological kind of beliefs around their necks, then I believe they can't do that. So the NMC is not, we'll see what happens, because I'm pretty sure that Sandy Peggy got reported to the NMC. So we'll see what happens with her. But they assured me that they just use woman and mother in their literature. They don't use birthing person or pregnant person in any of their literature, so that was quite good. There was a woman, as I said, sitting with a pride lanyard, which I told her maid would just stop dead on most people's conversations. If they wanted to talk about this stuff, they wouldn't be able to say that they don't think women have penises with that person there. It creates an environment where you cannot have an open conversation. I think that is another thing that you could say, that when someone wears a pride lanyard or a trans pin or whatever it is in the NHS, or if there's a man on the ward pretending to be a woman, if there is a nurse who's a man pretending to be a woman, I think you could say that that prevents patients, that creates creates a hostile environment for patients to genuinely request for whatever it is that they feel will make them feel safe. So that's it, really. I think it's a really important thing that we can do. I think patients, we can do it better than nurses. And I just think that would be a really good idea. If they got an absolute deluge of people saying they've lost trust in the NHS because of and I think you can do this as well. So for the NHS, trust is a really important thing. It's a really important thing. That's why they have a regulator for nursing. It's a really, really important thing. So I think if we all start, like, you don't have to lie at all. You can just, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say to my local hospital trust, when I approach the hospital and there is a pride lanyard or a pride flag flying from wherever, or this nurse and this nurse and this nurse had pride lanyards, that it makes me as a patient feel less safe. So I think it's a good idea. I think that's something that each and every one of us can do. And I hope you do it. I think that's all I've got to say today because I've got too much to do. I've got too many orders to send out. This is it's not even a top. It's a jumpsuit. I wear jumpsuits on my days off as well. Why not? If you would like to support the work I do, and I really would love you to, then pop over to letwomenspeak.org. There are the final tickets. If you don't buy them today for dinner on Friday night, there's 2 left. Dinner on Friday night in Glasgow on the 7th. Let me just tell you about the events that we have. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's all the. In fact, look, I just want to. These are all the events that we've done: Washington, Nottingham, Manchester, Bristol, Dublin, Brighton. That was a big one. Hollywood, San Francisco, Tacoma, Austin, Texas. It's good, isn't it? Chicago. This is how we've had probably about 1,000 women speak at our events. Please do join Party of Women. We are the only party that centers women. Washington, Miami, Philadelphia, Cardiff, Newcastle. I mean, the list goes on. I'll play them next time. But 8th to the 10th of August, we've got Glasgow. 17th, we have Whitley Bay. 30th of August, we've got Worthing. 31st is London, regular Let Women Speak. And then maybe mid-September. I don't think Canada is going to happen in mid-September. We've got other things coming up. We are going to have in November Let Women Speak Civil Service. So if you work in the civil service or even local government, if you work in the civil service, we are going to create a page in which you can start telling your stories. And you have to anonymize them if you need to, because we know it's really, really terrible working at the civil service. But we are going to have a Let Women Speak Civil Service. I think it's about time, really. It's about time. And there's so many people that have got in touch with Let Women Speak saying that working in the civil service is it's just a nightmare, just an absolute nightmare. I think the Daily Mail reported on some sort of menopause that was also talking to men or trans women having a menopause because they go through the same menopause as women, which is bullshit, obviously. So if you can support us by get yourself a little ticket for Saturday night. There's quite a few of those left in Glasgow on the 8th or 9th. I can't remember. 9th. There's a couple of tickets for the Friday night dinner. There's some VIP tickets still available for something really exclusive. And yeah, I think that's it. So you go to the NMC. Let me have a look. The nmc.org.uk. And if you want to report someone, there is concerns, and you can raise a concern. So NMC raise a concern. You can be a third party. So that might be someone that you work with, a self-referral if you want to tell on yourself, a colleague, or a member of the public, or you're an employer. So if you want to do that, let me just have a look at the form whilst we're here. You have to, so it's a big form, I think. But, just say, I went to an appointment, I went to A&E, and in A&E, there was a man calling himself a woman, a nurse calling himself a woman. He was clearly a man. It made me feel unsafe. It made me lose trust in the organization. And actually, I left that A&E without being seen because it made me feel so unsafe. It made me just lose trust completely in your organization. So, yeah. Okay. There was a lady who attends the Let Women Speak from the civil service, and she is so scared to speak. If you come to a Let Women Speak and you want to say something, but you really feel that you're not going to be able to, please write your speech down in big in big font, and I will read it out for you. I'm always happy to read it out. I won't read it first, as in I won't read it and then read it aloud. I will just read it out because I don't want to censor anything. Okay, so anyway, that's all from me today. I'm going to leave you with another playing of what the NHS and healthcare systems all around the world have done to young women. It's absolutely disgusting. If you can get your little tippy-tappy hands to write to the NMC and report a nurse that you've seen wearing a Pride lanyard or Pride badge and telling them how it made you feel unsafe, and you lose trust in the organization. You are losing trust in the organization because there is a man in a dress pretending to be a woman in the ward that you were just staying in. I promise we will win. If you can be that squeaky wheel, that squeaky, 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 never giving up wheel, then I promise we will win. And do you know what else we're going to win? Because I never lose. Let's watch the madness.
Someone to care, someone to share, lonely hours and the moments of despair, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling to be loved. Someone to kiss, someone to miss, when you're away, to hear from me today, to be loved, to be loved. Oh, what a feeling to be loved. Some wish to be a king or a queen. Some wish for fortune and fame. But to be truly, truly true,